Hello, up here. Hi, and welcome to Go Southern Alberta. My name is Leanne Evans. On today's show, we are at the high ropes course at the YMCA camp in Elkwater. Later on in today's show, we'll be talking to Gregg Campbell, and he's going to be telling us about this lovely structure that I climbed up, and I'm going to try and get down later on in the show. So we have that and lots more coming up on Go Southern Alberta.
Women in Business is a great committee for Medicine Hat because it allows women to network comfortably in a room where they know they feel secure and there's no pressure and they can just talk freely.
Welcome back to Go Southern Alberta. We're out at the YMCA camp in Elkwater, and Gregg Campbell is joining us today, and we're talking about the high ropes course that is right behind us. Earlier on in the show, I was up there. Thanks for letting me down.
You're welcome. Yeah, I saved your life.
Yeah. All right, so why don't we start off by telling me about what the high ropes course is all about?
Well, the High Ropes Challenge course is something that we just installed in November from this company in Hamilton, AdventureWorks, and they had a few workers come out for almost 10 days in minus 25-degree weather, and they basically brought all the poles with them, all the timber from BC and all the cables and all that stuff, and installed the whole course just like you see here. So that's what it is.
And was the course designed here in Medicine Hat, or did they design it? How did it all come together?
Yeah, well, I think this was a brainchild of Scott Richter's new CEO at the Y, and for the last 7 or 8 years or so, he had this idea after seeing around the country some of these high ropes challenge courses. So.
It's so much fun. I loved it. What does it take what do you think it takes to get up there and do the course?
Yeah. Well, I like to tell people, like, just imagine that you're, walking up on a cable 40 feet above the ground, and but you're tethered, all the time, right with a belayer, and you're tethered with a seat harness and chest harness. Feel very safe, although it doesn't appear like that. The risk factor is very minimal, but the fear factor can be huge. So it takes really just the trust of your gear, trust of your equipment to climb up the staples, climb up the ladder. Everything's done with spotters and on a belay, as I mentioned, and you get up the staples and you start to walk across the element, really feeling on a tight tether, as I mentioned, and it's really more mind over matter than probably physical. So that's about it.
And there's about 12 different elements that are included into this course. Now, it's like you said, it is mind over matter, and we were joining a group that was here today and watched one fellow who's just said, "I can't do it. I can't do it." And as soon as he got up there, he was good.
Yeah, we're amazed with that, because even I've been wondering what is the kind of language we'll use to encourage kids or people through, and it really just happened from the encouragement of the other members and on the ground, and they said you can do it. Although it's challenged by choice, we're okay with wherever they get to. Although if they just need a little nudge, then we're going to nudge them a little bit. And we didn't even do that with this fellow. He just got there and realized that he could reach one of the multi-vines, and he did. And then he wanted to do more. So I mean, we want them to feel success, whatever that is. And these kids, I think all of them did both of the elements today. Yeah.
All right. Well, Gregg, we'll be back with you later on in today's show to talk a little bit more about the high ropes course, but we have lots more coming up on today's show. We're back here on Go Southern Alberta. Gregg Campbell is joining us out at the high ropes course in Elkwater at the YMCA camp. Gregg, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. So the high ropes course is at the YMCA camp in Elkwater. Who is this for?
Well, this, I think our market could be anybody, really, from about 8 years old to 80 years old, and fit, not so fit, or anything in between. And we're going to first go after our campers that come for the overnight camp, and they're between 8 and 14, and they'll all partake in this. Then others, we're going to target the youth at risk groups, youth groups, school staff, other staff, corporate staff, adventure therapy groups, people that want to kind of work after addictions and work through things like that, and really groups that just want to either come for weddings or parties or anything to the camp and come and try this. However, it's been clear from AdventureWorks that it isn't really necessarily just a standalone thing. It's kind of a value added. Come and you stay overnight here, looking for other stuff to do, whether you're canoeing, archery, well, how about high ropes? So that's what we're really hoping for.
And it's also, it's not just a let's go and have some fun. It's, there's a lot more that goes on here because it's also a team building aspect.
Absolutely. Yeah, this one was designed with that in mind. It's quite deliberate in this sense compared to some other high ropes around the country and Whitefish and others east and even over by Calgary. This is on a continuous belay, so you're always on belay, and you need the crew around you to work. It's not the style that you use your claws and you just open one and close the other, close one and then open one, and you're on your own. It's really designed for about 4-person groups, and people help spot you, people encourage you, people help you with the anchor here on the belay, and really it's team building. We want to do communication groups, we want to kind of do asset building, whatever you think that maybe your group or your staff might need some help in leveling the playing field away from the office, and whatever it is that you do to come to somewhere and see kind of who the leaders step up, and maybe where some people need some work, and you see people in different light, and we're hoping to explore that more and hopefully not shed too much light on some things, but we're excited for all this.
I love it. Okay, and so you're also saying it is for anybody experienced. I know that I experienced you have to use some upper body work, and you got to think about what you're doing. So, but it is for anybody.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, some elements are harder than others. Today we did a couple of the harder ones, and I mentioned that to the group, and I'm so pleased that they all did it all. And the rickety bridge, we'll probably start with that if for the camp kids. It's pretty easy once you get there, and you just have to step from step to step, really. Nothing's moving too much, and whereas the other things you might have to almost take a leap of faith and go over and grab another piece of rope or something like that. And the team ones where they go up and down, a little bit off kilter because your partner's moving at a different pace, and things just move. So it kind of depends. Yeah, it takes a little bit of physical prowess, I guess, but we're excited for the members that want to either help their group out or just get to the top of the ladder, maybe do some of the staples on the rope or on the post or the pole, and then come down. So I'm hoping that we can really work with all kinds of clientele.
All right. So, it is a community aspect out here, but it took a community to build this. So how did this all come together?
Well, I wasn't in at the beginning stages, but Scott Richter with the Y, and he worked with the parks, the provincial parks here, and the Canets in Medicine Hat, and with funding from all, this came about.
All right. How can people find out more information about the high ropes course?
Well, it'll be on our website. Plus, we have brochures about it, and we're excited to start spreading the word and going into schools early in the season in September and seeing who we can get. And I think the word of mouth afterwards will be fantastic.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for showing us the course.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
All right, well, stay tuned. We have lots more coming up on Go Southern Alberta. Well, that wraps up our show for today. Thanks to Gregg for showing us the ropes. For more information, www.medicinehatymca.ca. And hey, while you're online, we are on Facebook at Shaw TV Medicine Hat, also on Twitter at Shaw TV The Hat. I highly recommend this course. I am really proud of myself for actually making it to the top. But on that note, I need to go take a shower. See you later. Go Southern Alberta, we're out ground.